Hello world! I'm your host Bunny and this is Pressure that I just bought. Pressure is a game from a German company called Chasing Carrots that have done nothing before. Very exciting. Let's check out the menu before anything else. This is help, how to play with a Xbox controller. Oh, there are the keys. Can we rebind them? No, we can't. And there's some more help. We'll ignore that for now. Settings. We have resolution, which is good. We have gamma, which is okay. We have quality, high and low, which is not okay. More options needed. It is the first game. We'll have some oversight with it. Here's the volume, and there's more volume and language. Nice. Note to developer. More options. There's also multiplayer in this game, which consists of campaign and free play. And currently there are no people playing this game. And I'm not sure I care too much. I know it's only co-op. And I'm not sure this is the game for co-op. But let's have a look at it anyways. We'll go for the campaign. And we're gonna delete the previous save by pressing H for some reason. There we go. Let's get started. Easy, normal, absurd. Normal sounds just about right. And more instructions on how to play. Accelerate, brake, steer, fire primary, dash boost. Okay. Intro! Alright, let's get started with this. So apparently some evil count has stolen all the water to build a spa. And to retaliate to that, we are going to shoot down everyone in sight. A little bit of an overreaction maybe? Maybe should have talked to the state or something? I don't know. Anyways, so this is essentially the game in itself as far as I've found. And you drive on this track in this mud pit, previous river or whatever, and you shoot down enemies. Not for any particular reason, but for some reason they're also shooting back at you at this point. Then again, you got into this mess by killing people, so I can't really blame them that much. And the intro tells me quite a lot about the game, which I think will become more apparent later on as well, that it's trying really hard to be funny. It is kind of funny. The intro sequence is cute, adorable, but there are no laughs to be had. But it's trying with the whole, ooh, the evil count is building a spa thing and we're taking all the water with a vacuum cleaner. Oh, Pinky to mouth laughters. And nice premise, I guess. Not quite the solution I would have used. Shooting people, ruining bridges, and general genocide. I don't know how I feel about that. Granted, most of these are robots, but the guys in the big boats are actual humans driving in some cases. And I have a moral dilemma with the whole premise, but if we ignore that for a bit, the gameplay is actually kind of fun. Granted, I can't really foresee myself playing this forever, and that was a level apparently, really short level. Took 1 minute and 53 seconds. That is indeed a short level, and A lot of stars. Overall rating 3. I would say my extra star overweights there since a 4. There's no... Never mind. So this is the post-race screen where we take a jaunder in his garage. We have also the bistro, the map, and the menu. What does the bistro do? The bistro has him talking. That is pointless. He looks kind of funny though. Let's have a look in the garage. So the thing between races and the idea of how to keep the value up so you don't just do the same map over and over until you bleed out of your eyes is the fact that you have upgrades. There are a fair few weapons. They all have 3 upgrades each. We also have buggy upgrades. 8 of them. Well, 7. Why does it start at 2? Anyways, we have rams, or bumpers as people would sometimes call them as well. And we have secondary weapons, which consists of little added effects that are on a cooldown at all times. Pretty much, if you use them at all times. From healing repair kits to nukes. So that's always nice. We're gonna buy a ram, and as you can see, it's actual visual display, and we're getting that little box on the back so we can repair. That is nice, nice, nice. And map, I guess. And this is the map. And I can't move anywhere apart from taking it as level. The white bar is how much pressure you have, and there's a green bar to your left as well. The interface is clean cut, decent. It doesn't give you any thrills or frills. It's also a little bit hard to keep track of your health, I'd say. And I don't quite see the point of having pressure, but that's apparently the mechanic. Since the water has been stolen, we need water pressure, so we have an excuse to actually be hurrying up, I guess, since this is also a timed race. So I can see the general idea and the pulling in this game to have the whole time chasing, point chasing concept and trying to get all those 4 stars, or if it's 5 if you do perfect. I don't know. I have no idea what happens if you get them all. But as far as I can tell, there's no restrictions on the upgrades apart from the money you make, and you can replay levels. So I'm not sure why I would gather stars for the leaderboard, I suppose, but I don't think this game has that much of an attraction and hype around it to validate actually someone investing time to be on the leaderboards too often. I'm sure someone is. I'm sure I'll be proven wrong on this one, and that's okay. If you enjoy this type of gameplay and you want to be on the leaderboards and you're gonna spend 8 hours a day for the next 3 weeks to get there on top of all of them, good for you. That's money well spent. Personally, I'm not a time chaser, time trial, whatchamacallit, and I look more to the gameplay and the mechanics more than anything, and story in some cases, but the story is vague at best in this situation. I'm not even sure why we're driving down here if all the water has been stolen. Are we chasing the water? Are we chasing waterfalls? Yeah. And who puts out these checkpoints on this? It's clearly an arranged race since everyone is apparently in here. And I'm not racing against anyone, so I'm not sure why everyone's down here. And on that note, I saw some houses up there before on top of the grass and all that stuff. Aren't there roads in this country? Or is that just not a thing? I'll try to avoid destroying bridges from now on, for that matter. Seems rude. And for someone building a spa, it seems a little bit excessive to have these guard turrets up. I don't know. I'm sure there was a good idea behind that. Again, the game feels like it's... Here are the houses. It feels like it's trying really hard to be interesting when it's not that interesting. I mean, this concept is a very, very, very old game concept to be one racer against no other races and just destroying whatever's in front of you. Death Rally comes to mind, but with Death Rally had racing, this one doesn't. So 3 stars again, even though I had 4 on most of them. I'm not sure how they count, but should we blame German counting? usually pretty good with numbers if I'm not mistaken. Anyways, what upgrades can we get this time? More on the RAM. Weapon upgrade I'm feeling. I also want to point out that the text up there, better bumping bumper, shows exactly 0 stats, and I have no idea how much an upgrade is or what difference it will make, which I feel is not really cool, because I like numbers and I like being in control of what I'm spending my, I wouldn't say hard-earned money, because it takes 2 minutes to do a race, but it's still my money I've earned by murdering and destroying things and racing. I might be a horrible person for doing so, but it's still my money. As far as the graphics goes in this game, I'm not gonna complain. It does what it's trying to do really well. It's the locked camera and the distancing makes the textures look really shiny, even though I'm quite sure they're not really shiny. And that's perfectly okay, because it's not trying to be something it's not. And it looks good in the way it's locked itself down to do it. It doesn't look amazing. The intro scene was not the best thing. The frogs were horrible. But this isn't about cutscenes, really. This is not a cutscene heavy game as far as I can understand. And that's okay. That's fine. These are not $300 million budgets we're talking about. These are just guys in their basement making a game, and by hiding away the things that might not look as good, they make a really good job at making it look good, if that makes sense. And I'm cool with that. I'm also not quite sure what score is compared to money, and why we have two different ones. Doesn't seem that logical to me, but I guess someone's into that. So, the game also totes having boss fights, which would be nice. I'm not gonna get to one of those, I suspect, because they're far between. So as far as I can see, there are also 3 different worlds. This one, the spa, and some tunnel thing. Because when you're done at the spa, you go into tunnels for unknown reasons. Anyways, we're not here to talk about later on, we're here to talk about first impressions, and my first impressions is I'm having kind of fun with this, and I will probably continue playing it for a bit. Would I validate the $14.99 price point, or your regional equivalent? Oh, here we have something new and big and green. Not green is usually, strangely enough, a bad color in gaming, at least when green is on the ground. It's heavy. That was not a boss fight, but very much a fight. And everything else just seems to die on the side now. So what would I say about price point on this game? It's a decent price point if this game continues being this fun. However, I find it hard to believe, because at some point you're gonna get all the upgrades and then you're gonna be shooting things, and I don't know how often they introduce new enemies, if they introduce new enemies, but I hope they do, because this is gonna get really boring really fast otherwise. We're probably gonna try to wrap this up at this point. Another level complete. It took 3 minutes. 4, 3, ooh, more coins needed. And also, I'm not sure why this dog or this Frenchman is here that wants tasty frog legs. I would like to have seen more of the dog. That's probably the takeaway from this game. More dogs in racing games. It's not so much a racing game as just a shoot 'em up that is constantly moving, isn't it? Anyways, this game is available since March 26th on Steam, and it's promising to be a Steam funky game with 3 different settings and 30 levels of this only, and a few boss fights, which hopefully has more mechanics and is more fun, but we'll see. If you like it, go buy it. It's $14.99 or your regional equivalent, made by Chasing Carrots. If they're gonna continue this and hopefully make some money out of this game, maybe we'll see something else from them, maybe we won't. We'll see. Anyways, I have been your host, Bunny. This has been Pressure, available on Steam. Toodles!